Could Boeing have to end production of its popular 737 MAX airplanes? On the 6th of December 2019, Boeing warned that it may have to further reduce production of the 737 MAX aircraft should further holdups on its return to service occur. Before we analyze this further, just to add that if you are new to the channel, do consider subscribing and stay tuned for more great detailed aviation analysis and epic comparisons on the way. For the latest aviation news updates, head over to the Airplane Productions Instagram page, the new home for all future aviation news updates. As ever, a link is in the description below, so do check it out after this video. So why then would they have to reduce production? Well, simply put, there isn't enough space to store any more MAX airplanes. Following the second MAX crash, Boeing has already put aside plans to ramp production up to rate 57, instead choosing to slow production down to rate 42, or 42 aircraft a month. Boeing themselves also chose not to continue deliveries of the 737 MAX airplanes to customers, given the airplane's type certificate was redrawn by the FAA. Since then, Boeing has had to temporarily store the grounded jets and even had to clear employee car parks just to store airplanes. Boeing was confident they could continue production and that the airplane would return to service at the end of this year. However, the recertification date of the 737 MAX got continuously pushed back, with new problems constantly being pointed out during recertification, and now Boeing's plans seem not to be materializing. With the end of the year fast approaching, the 737 MAX airplane return to service will likely occur only early next year, with MAX operators keeping the airplane off their schedules till March of 2020. As Boeing previously planned for the MAX to return to service latest by the end of the year, they will have arranged production and storage slots based on that assumption. However, as it seems unlikely that the MAX will return anytime soon, they may be running out of storage slots and hence production will be forced to decrease further. In a letter by Boeing, the company stated, quote, "Significant additional regulatory requirements or delays in return to service beyond our current assumptions could cause customers to cancel or defer orders, which could also cause us to reduce or temporarily cease 737 MAX production." Groundings have had impacts on the company, not just on its brand image, but also financially. With no new single-aisle aircraft delivered, capital isn't pouring into the company. On the contrary, Boeing has had to pay suppliers supplying parts for 737 MAX airplanes as the production lines are still running. It is clear that Boeing is desperately trying to avoid having to shut down 737 MAX production lines, with the company reassuring customers the aircraft will be flying in December, even when it seems unlikely. The FAA's administrator, Mr. Stephen Dickson, even sent a message to employees, telling them not to rush the recertification of the MAX despite the pressure. Nevertheless, Boeing is certainly making good progress in ensuring a safe return to service of its single-aisle workhorse. After all, the MAX will become the backbone of many airlines' fleet. The FAA has recently released updated equipment rules, revising the Master Minimum Equipment List, which refers to the conditions in which the aircraft can still safely operate given a variety of possible malfunctions. While all this scrutiny is certainly bad news on the commercial front at least, It will help ensure that the MAX returns to the skies and proves itself one of the safest airplanes ever. I believe that Boeing will work together with the FAA over the coming weeks to ensure the smooth and safe re-entry into service of the MAX airplanes. What do you think of these updates? Are we one step closer to seeing the 737 MAX fly again? And if we aren't, do you think that Boeing may have to cease production? Comment below.